by Channel 4, the local station. This is Look Local.
Welcome to Look Local. I'm Karen Adams. This is the show where we feature 3 local events each week, as well as tell you about local events that are going on around town. We do that by reminding you if you're looking for something to do or for someone to help, it is always better to look local. This week, we're featuring Community Hospice, and we're taking a close look at a program designed to help children who are battling life-limiting conditions. We are also speaking with representatives from the Salzbacher Center, the economic impact that it has on the community, and what is on the healthcare horizon for them. Plus, CNS Healthcare will be here to talk about depression, one of the most common mental disorders in the United States. But we begin today with Community Hospice, and Danielle Eaves joins us now. She is a child life specialist, and today our topic is child life services and on how it actually relates to children who are in hospice or who have the need for palliative care. So thank you for being here today. And you brought along with you Nick, and it's interesting to tell us a little bit about what you do and how it all works. Because normally when people think of hospice, they don't think of children. They think of older people at the end of their lives, not so much.
Exactly. So my name is Danielle Eaves, and I'm the Child Life Specialist for Community Peds Care, and I've been with them for 7.5 years, and I work for the Community Peds Care Department. So it is the pediatric program for Community Hospice of Northeast Florida, in which we have around 200 children in the 5-county Jacksonville area that have life-threatening or life-limiting conditions.
Okay, now tell us now what this is, because this is interesting. This is Nick. I think his name is Nick,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And this actually goes into the homes of children that maybe you can see as a trach, and you can lift him up and maybe show what else.
He also has a G-tube. So part of my job is the psychosocial counseling for children with medical conditions.
All right.
And so a large part of what I do includes medical play with children who have these different medical conditions. And so we help them master that through play. And so children are able to manipulate the equipment that they might have. It helps siblings to understand how their brother or sister's medicines or food is administered, which is different from how they eat. So it provides lots and lots of opportunities. It has different overlays, such as a shunt or a PICC line or an IV. So we help children with needle anxiety. We help children with body image issues who have trachs and ventilators, and educating them on what their medical condition entails and the supportive equipment that they use in order to survive. So I play lots and lots of doctor with children so that way they can understand and master their experiences. We practice comfort positioning so that way when a child goes in to get a procedure, they know what methods will help them best get through those procedures.
I think that's fantastic. And there's another story that goes along with this. There was a little boy that was a student at one of the schools you were telling me about, and he had gone in for some sort of a procedure, and so when he came back to school, he had these tubes in him. They called them lines with the tubes, so that some of his classmates were afraid of him. And so you brought along Nick and actually showed the class and let them know the outcome. I think it's fantastic.
So I had a little boy who returned to school for the first time since preschool, and he had been through several different medical conditions and came back to school with these different lines. And so one of the little boys in his class felt the shunt on the back of his head and didn't understand what that bump was. So with this doll, I was able to show them what the shunt was and what it did. You can see right here is a shunt that way the little boy's neurological condition can stay intact by draining the extra fluid that was on his brain. Right. And so the children thought it was really neat to be able to have that education as to what it really was, and he felt more comfortable with his body and his condition.
In fact, he was so comfortable, he lifted up his shirt and showed everybody, and they were like, oh, that's cool. So that's one great way.
Yes.
We only have 3 minutes, and I want to get on to the other things that you do. But you do handprints and color and just therapy in general, because oftentimes this just helps communicate with the families and to the children what's going on in that particular situation.
Right. So as child life specialists, we want to help children master whatever life challenges they're facing, whether that be a child's new diagnosis of cancer, whether that's something like a genetic condition that a baby's born with, or we have children who have a condition that gets worse over time. So it's supporting them throughout that. A lot of times we'll use things like bibliotherapy, which is children's books, to help facilitate some of those conversations. So some of these are favorites that you might have read before. Magic School Bus is a classic, Little Critter. This is a Dr. Seuss book. And we're able to talk about feelings, we're able to talk about the body, we're able to provide education on different conditions.
Oh, this is kind of neat. Cells, genes, and this is really neat.
Yes.
And so it kind of gets all into, like, you know, the body, and helps kids understand
exactly
what's going on.
Exactly. And then when we do have children who are facing end of life, I support them throughout that by facilitating memory making and legacy building for the family to have keepsakes. I do a lot of video filming or notes for the future, as well as just providing the best quality of life that we can with the time that we have.
Wow, that's got to be very emotional. I bet there's a lot of tears at that point. But
there's a lot of joy, too.
A lot of joy, too. Just making sure it all has closure. Now, the other thing that's interesting is that this is one of the only particular programs like this in the country, I think. It's in the state, at least.
So, child life specialists are typically found in the hospital setting. So, we are one of a handful of programs throughout the country that has child life in a community hospice setting. The state of Florida does have a few sister programs that offer child life services for pediatrics, but recently, since I've been with community hospice, we started adult services as well. So we have a full-time child life specialist, Amanda, who serves children and grandchildren of adult patients. And we're the only provider in town that offers that. So that's a really neat opportunity to support families as well.
And if anybody wants any more information, the number is right there on your screen, as well as the email address. Danielle, you have a very unique job.
Yes.
And it was really great to meet you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Okay. And coming up next, we're going to find out what's new at the Salzbacher Center and how its community outreach is helping families get the help that they need. Plus, this Friday, Disney's Fantasia will be featured live in concert at the Times Union Center for the Performing Arts. For ticket information, you can log on to fscjartistseries.org.